Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I'm the co-founder of Cracku. In this video, I interviewed Joydeep, who was our premium student in CAT 2023 course. And I know him well because he used to attend a lot of our live booster classes. He was one of the most consistent student who used to do all the batch tasks and attend most of the classes that we had. His CAT percentile improved from 69 percentile in CAT 2022 to 98 percentile in CAT 2023. That is a very inspiring rise. And in this video, I try to understand what he did differently, which helped him increase his percentile significantly. And one of the things that I learned was the importance of consistency. So he would tell me that every day he would finish all the batch tasks. He would try to ensure that even when he was very tired or he was not feeling very motivated, he would ensure that he's sticking and doing the Cracku daily targets. He would also take a lot of mocks. He would solve a lot of these LRDI sets. So on the day of the examination, when he was entering the examination hall, he was confident. He was confident about the hard work that he put in. So he was actually telling me that on the day of the examination, he felt nervous, but he knew that he worked very hard. So he believed in his hard work. That I found to be very, very inspiring. So I hope that you watch this video and you will also feel motivated to put in the effort, consistent effort. Remember that no amount of hard work goes to waste. Any amount of work that you put in is only going to help you. So watch this video, and if you have any doubts with respect to your CAT preparation, please do leave a comment below the video. I read all the comments and I'll try to help to the best of my abilities. Hi Joydeep, how are you?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
It's very nice to see you in person.
Yes, sir, I am also fortunate enough to meet you.
Yeah, just to give you a background, you're one of the most regular guys in our booster classes. I know that you used to attend many of our booster classes and used to interact with us also quite a lot.
Yes, sir.
So whenever I used to see you, I always basically when I'm taking the live session also, I wanted to see familiar faces. I wanted to see people who are who come regularly, because then it makes me also more interested in teaching. If it is people, if I feel that people are not coming regularly or people who have come this time didn't come the next time, it makes me also feel slightly demotivated. So whenever I see regular people come, it also gives me that extra dose of motivation to actually teach with more interest.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again, just to give you a background, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you scored around 69 percentile in CAT 2022, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you put in a lot of effort and you increased it from 69 percentile to 98 percentile this
Yes,
year.
sir.
What
Yes.
exactly is the final score? 98 point what?
98.69.
98.69. That's a fantastic score. And that improvement also is very, very nice. In 1 year, if you're able to increase from 69 to 98 point something, that is a very good score. And what is the final split from 98 point? How much did you get in verbal? How much did you get in LRDA?
Sir, in BRC, I scored 97.5 percentile. In
Okay.
DILR, I scored 95 percentile. And in Quant also, I scored 97.5 percentile.
Okay. So before we get started, can you give a background about yourself, where you are from, what you studied, those kind of things?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, my name is Joydeep. I am born and brought up in Kolkata. I completed my schooling from Calcutta Public School, where I consistently ranked among the top three students in my class. And my interest towards the field of science, interest in the field of physics, led me to pursue an undergraduate degree in physics honors from St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. And also, I am born and brought up in a business family. So right from a childhood age, I was exposed to various business terms. I used to see my father managing his business with diligence and passion, and from there also my interest in business grew. And I feel that if I can do an MBA, then I can expand the business and take it to greater heights, and I can also gain a broader exposure to various business terms, and it will also help me in the long run.
Okay, good. So the first time you have taken CAT, this was in 2022, right?
Yes, sir.
You scored 16 percentile. So were you disappointed with that, or were you expecting that? How was it the first time you took CAT?
Sir, the first time the mistakes which I made, that I didn't take enough number of mocks, and I used to practice the questions without any time pressure. Like, I used to give the daily targets, but on the daily targets I couldn't solve many questions because the time duration was very less. So what I did was, after the test gets over, I used to sit down with the problems and try to solve it without the time pressure, and eventually I could solve around 3 to 4 out of 5 questions. But later I realized that this isn't the way the exam is scheduled. Means all the topics are like from the class 10 level only, because
Yeah.
those subjects, those quantitative skills, LRDI skills which are being tested, all are those from class 10 levels only. But what they are trying to test is our stress taking ability, whether we can perform better when there is various adversities, like you will have time constraints, you will have a lot of pressure to perform within a short duration of time. You will have to make efficient decisions, which questions to pick, which questions to leave. So in this manner, these all qualities will be imbued to you if you take mock,
Yeah.
and in that manner, in my second attempt, what I did was, even if my syllabus isn't completed, I used to take a mock just to assess how much I progressed, how much I have learned, and how
Yeah.
can I apply all these skills, all these
So
decision.
when did you start taking mocks? The second time you started
Yeah,
preparing?
sir, around the month of April,
Okay.
April end.
Okay. So you are not working anywhere, right? So after your graduation, you prepared for CAT full time from say April to November.
Yes, sir. I work full time, and no, I prepare for CAT full time, and also I used to visit my father and try to help him in his business whenever I used to get free time. But I
Okay.
didn't have any pay slips or
Yeah, yeah.
joining letter, so I couldn't get that work X points in my application.
That's okay. That's fine. That's not an issue. No, I just wanted to know how your day was on a normal day from say April to November when you're preparing. How
Yes.
much time did you spend actually preparing? How much time did you spend learning the concepts? And how much time did you spend solving problems?
Sir, first of all, I used to I used to watch the videos which are being provided as a part of our course, and used to watch those videos and take accompanying tests which are being given along with it. And then I would head on to the daily target section.
Yeah.
One thing which I loved about Cracku is that the daily target streak, which
Yeah.
yeah, the new feature which has been added, it
Yeah.
gave a sense of purpose, like you are consistently working hard, and
Yeah.
uh, there you can see the figure how many days you
Correct.
have been consistent throughout your journey. So
Yeah.
it kept me motivated that yeah, I am doing my best, and this is all what I can do. So I used to take all the daily targets and
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly analyze it. It was a kind of the different portions of the syllabus used to get revised, and
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of unintentionally. I was
Mm-hmm.
getting all the portions revised, and before the exams is also help to relieve the pressure, because I know
Correct.
that I have been preparing for a
Mm-hmm.
long period of time, and I have been also appearing for this test, which helped me revise in the
So what was your longest daily target streak?
sir around 40 to 50 days. I couldn't
Okay.
recall that
Very nice.
because when I logged into the account, it was all got reset.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so you started preparing, you're watching videos, you're solving questions also, and then you also started taking mocks regularly.
Yes.
And whenever, and how was your mock performance? Was it good initially, or was it improving
No, sir.
after some time, or how was it?
Initially, it was very bad. Like I
Hmm.
used to score in the range of 30 to 40,
Okay.
but I used to maintain a Excel sheet where I used to write down how many questions I
Hmm.
did, how many correct questions I
Hmm.
answered, how many wrong
Hmm.
questions I answered. Then I used to make a kind of there was a notebook with me, and I used
Hmm.
to write down all the topics which are my strengths and which are my
Hmm.
weaknesses.
Okay,
So
very nice.
yeah, so in this manner, I try to remember all those areas of my strengths, and I try to maximize my scores on these areas. And even if I couldn't solve the questions from my weak areas, I try to get around 1 to 2 questions just by making educated guesses.
Okay, very nice. So keeping that Excel sheet was another way of motivating yourself, right? If you're
Yes,
actually filling it up, if you're looking at
yes,
it,
yes.
you would feel motivated. Okay. So when did the mock score start improving? Because initially when it is 30, 40, it will also be demotivating, right? So how
Yes,
did
sir.
you
Yes, sir.
motivate yourself and when did the mock score start improving?
Sir, one thing I realized that cat journey is not a linear one. There will be ups and downs throughout your entire journey. I remember that once I scored around 80 to 90 marks in one of the mocks, but eventually it dipped down to around 50 to 60 marks. So there was constant fluctuations, because sometimes in some mocks there will be LRDI section will be difficult, in other mocks it will be a quant will be difficult, in other mock it will be VRC will be difficult. So in this manner I know that yeah, this can be the cases. But what I maintained is that even if the paper is very difficult, there will be always some questions uh,
Correct.
which you can be able to solve it in a
Correct.
not very less amount of time, but you will have to search for those.
Very nice. That also gets that confidence that you'll get that even if the paper is appearing difficult,
Yes.
the confidence that you will get some questions correct, I think you'll get only after you take a lot of marks. Otherwise, it feels like some theoretical journey. Somebody is saying that no, there will be some questions which will be easy, but you yourself won't believe it. Only when you take mocks,
Yes.
you realize that okay, even if it is very difficult, I know that there will be some questions which are easy. So
Sir,
again, because you have taken a
actually,
lot of mocks,
yes,
yeah,
sir. Sir, actually, uh, the level of difficulty or the level of easiness, it depends from person to person.
correct.
There will be a certain person who will be good in arithmetic. There will be other person who will be good in algebra or geometry, let's say. So it will vary from person to person. But there are certain means cases in, like say, in time, speed, and distance. There was one question which I remembered, which was repeated from CAT 22 slot 3 to CAT 23 slot 1.
Okay.
There were two people meeting at a certain point, then they will
Mhm.
go to the opposite direction in certain amount of time, and you will have to find the total distance. So if you
Mhm.
know the actual formula, so there was a formula, T equals root over T1 T2. So if you
Mhm.
apply the formula, that
Mhm.
specific case, you will it will seem that it is a difficult question if you don't know
Mhm.
the concept. But if
Mhm.
you know the concept and you have been consistent throughout your journey, then you will know that yeah, this is what I know, and this is direct application of formula. So yeah,
Right.
this question was like a sitter for me. But when I asked my friends, they said that all of them have left this.
Mhm. So towards the last 2 months of CAT, initially you were taking mocks, you were preparing, you were watching videos, you were solving the test and all. But did you do anything different in the last 1 2 months, or maybe in the last 1 month to CAT? And were you nervous at that time before the examination, like the last few days? What? How was it?
Yes, sir. I was a bit nervous because this was also my second attempt, and but I took the mock in a regular manner. Means uh, I remember we were given around 2 to 3 days, and I
Mhm.
always tried to maintain that duration. I used to take that mock in that duration only, because
Okay.
I know that if you procrastinate, you will end up getting a lot of backlogs,
Correct.
which will eventually pile up, and you will never get the time to
Correct.
revisit those mocks. So I what I did was I used to give the mock and wait for the actual percentile for a few days, and then I solved, analyzed it thoroughly, and also watched the video solutions, because video
Mhm.
solutions helped me, and also the live mock attempts,
Mhm.
it were very useful,
Mhm.
because I could understand what goes into the mind of toppers when they take an
Mhm.
exam, how they approach,
Mhm.
how is their approach.
Mhm. Very nice. I think I told this many times, but the live mock attempt, I think it seemed to have helped a lot of people. Didn't expect it to be so helpful,
Yes, sir.
but many people that I talked to, I always tell us that they looked at the live mock attempt and it helped them quite a lot. Especially when they didn't do well, they would look at the live mock attempt and also get confidence that everybody is struggling. So sometimes maybe the paper itself was difficult.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. I remember in you used to prepare the DILR section, and
Correct,
Siley
correct,
ma'am used to take it. And
correct.
when she used to take the mocks, I used to watch the videos, and I saw
Mhm.
that she is also struggling like us.
Yeah,
So I felt feeling of comfortable, like
correct.
yeah,
Confidence.
everyone is struggling.
Correct. So you were on the day of the examination, you were in slot one, or which slot were
Yes,
you
sir.
in?
Slot one, slot one.
Slot one. So how was the day of the examination? How did you feel? Because there were some changes, right? Big changes
Yes,
this time.
yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Sir, initially I was a bit nervous. I woke up at around 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Then I had a few snacks before heading on to my exam. Then my father took me to the exam center, and I was waiting in front of my desktop. I was waiting for the exam to start. I was feeling a bit nervous, but at the same time, I also remembered that how my journey was. I used to remember that how much hard work I have put in. I have appeared for around 30 to 40 mocks.
Very nice.
including the previous year mocks.
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So I think that I have given my best effort, and I will surely do good. This is the best which I can do. So first of all, when my VRC section started, I my strategy was in my VRC section. My strategy was to skim through the all the four RCs and try to pick the easiest one in the first go. And when I skimmed through all the RCs, I was fortunate enough. My decision making skills was bang on target, and I found the easiest one, the wolf passage. There was a passage on wolf, so it was according to me the easiest one, and I when I later checked the response sheet also, I saw that I have got all the questions correct on that passage. So so I solved those questions. My in my VRC section, my strategy was, first of all, I will do an RC. It will take me around 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It will take me around 10 minutes. Then I will go on to the next RC. Two RCs done within 20 minutes, let's say, or let's say 22 minutes on the upper hand. And what I also did was I couldn't afford to waste a lot of time on a particular question. It isn't necessary that you have read an RC for, let's say, 4 to 5 minutes, then you will have to solve all the four questions.
Yeah.
It is there is no problem. You can leave one or two questions. Like I remember that I also left first two questions of the second passage. I couldn't
Okay.
comprehend a certain portion of the passage, so I left the initial two questions, and I later solved later came back to the passage in my file run round and solved the remaining two questions, and which I later found out that those two were correct. So my strategy was, in VRC I will do two RCs as first, then I will go to VA and solve 3 to 4 of them within let's say 2 minutes for each. Then I will come back to the third RC. I will do the third RC, and I will end up with VA, the remaining
Okay.
3 to 4 questions. My strategy was I will do all the VA questions and 3 RCs
Okay.
according to my reading speed.
And that's what you did on the day of the exam also.
Yes, yes. This is I am talking about the day of the exam only.
Okay, okay. And with respect to, no, I wanted to know whether this was a strategy that you followed in the mocks also, or was it a strategy that you decided
No,
on the
in,
day?
no. In the mock, I used to tweak with my strategies. Like I used to sometimes I used to attempt the VA first, then RC, then initially in my first attempt, what I did was, in my CAT 2022 attempt, I did an RC, then VA, then RC, then VA. So it kind of got haphazard. I
Yeah, yeah.
couldn't concentrate.
Correct, correct.
So I tweaked my strategy, and eventually, after a lot of mocks, I finalized this strategy for myself,
Okay.
and it works best for me. And yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the case. And
That's very
another
nice.
thing I want to share in VRC, that in VRC there are like various deceptive options. Even till date, I feel that there can be 2 or 3 correct questions,
Yeah.
but the key strategy in solving VRC section is, like, you will have to reject options.
Correct, correct, correct. Yeah.
This thing I realized after seeing the mock attempts by the topper. Like I watched your videos, then
Yeah.
in the last 1 day or 2 day before the exam, what I did was I opened all the 3 sections of VRC. No, all the 3 question papers of VRC of CAT 22 slot 1, 2, and 3, and then I tried to realize the kind of pattern which is being followed in answering the questions. So I feel that if I apply this contradiction logic, I can better arrive at the answer. So I
Correct.
tried. So I maintained a notebook and wrote down all the negations. Means there will be certain instances where the author will be exaggerating. Extreme options are really correct. So
Correct, correct.
so I tried to work on those skills, like negating the option skills, negation skills. If you can improve your negation skills, then you will do better in the VRC section.
Correct. Just to like expand on what you're saying, when there are 4 options, it is not that any option is completely wrong.
Yes.
One option will be completely correct. The remaining three options will be like say 50% correct, 60% correct, and say 80% correct. So the remaining three options will have some negation.
Yes.
So, but if you're just trying to see which of them is correct, you will feel that okay, this is kind of correct, this is kind of correct, this is kind of correct. So it is difficult to really figure out what is the most correct option. But it is easy with the negation because you can immediately find out that this is wrong, and
Yes.
one of the two has to be correct, and then you can finally arrive at the answer. This is the strategy that I also use. Okay,
Yes.
that is good. So with respect to DI, on the day of the examination, did you have any strategy? Was it difficult? Was it easy?
So DILR, what I did was initially I skimmed through all the four sets and tried to find out. My strength was doing table-based DI
Correct.
and doing Venn diagrams
Mhm.
and also few logical reasoning questions. Although I wasn't very good at arrangements.
Mhm.
Like I could solve the easy and medium level questions, but there are some questions in circular arrangements. Like
Mhm.
there are multiple cases
Correct. Correct. Mhm.
which is to fear, which is to terrorize me a lot. Okay, so I tried to find out. My strategy in DILR was I will try to find one set which will be doable in the exam
Mhm.
scenario,
Mhm.
and I will try to get that correct only
Mhm.
within, let's say, 20 to 25 minutes.
Mhm.
This was my initial target. So if I can get that question done, then I will know at the back of my mind that I have actually cleared the cutoff, because
Mhm.
such is the level
Getting
of,
one set correct will be
yeah,
sufficient.
yeah. So what I did was I skimmed through all the four sets. Initially, there was a set on neighborhood, calculating
Mhm.
the number of neighborhoods, adjacency value. So I tried to attempt the set, but I got stuck after a few minutes, and I feel that no, this is not the one which I can solve. So I left it. This is the most essential thing, that you will have to realize that you can't afford to lose a lot of time in a
Mhm.
particular set. There is something called ego battle comes in. You will,
Yeah,
yeah, you will feel that you have dedicated a lot of time in this set, so I will get it done.
Mhm.
There's nothing in this world which can stop me. But this is not the case. This is the trap which the examiners say. So
Correct. Mhm.
this kind of instinct gets developed within you if you take a lot of mocks.
Correct.
This has
Mhm.
happened with me in various mocks also. Like
Mhm.
I started with a set, and then I realized that no, this is not the correct one. I will have to leave it. So the
Mhm.
earlier you leave, the better you
Mhm.
will do in this
Correct.
exam.
Correct.
And you will always have to believe in yourself that you have put in a lot of effort. You will have to practice the various kinds of sets. Like I
Mhm.
remember that there were various unique sets in various Cracku walks. There were
Mhm. Yeah,
a
yeah.
kind of bubble sets, unique charts, diagrams, spider charts. I was exposed to a lot of kind of problems. So I know that uh, this will actually enhance your thinking ability. uh,
Correct. Yeah.
on the actual day, will feel that yeah, I know all the eventualities which can come in this exam. So it helped me, and I went on with the other set, that gig worker set,
Mhm.
statistics based. It initially stumped many of them. Like this kind of set has appeared first time in CATS
Mhm.
history. Uh, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
those statistical terms. But being from a science background, I know that yeah, these are the terms which I am familiar with. I can
Mhm.
apply it. So I went on with this set, and I eventually cracked the set with let's say 7 to 8 minutes to go. So
Okay.
then I went on to the another set, which was
So by this time you solved two sets, right? With 30 to 33 minutes, you have solved two sets.
no. But I couldn't solve the
You
first set.
okay? Okay, I remember. You gave up on the first set,
Yeah,
so you
I
solved
gave
one
up
set.
on
Yeah.
solved
Yeah.
on the first set. So I solved the first set. Then I went on to the next set, that professor's set, logical
Mhm.
reasoning set.
Mhm.
So I could solve it only two questions. I could solve
Okay.
two questions, and then I went back all the theta questions to all the theta questions, and marked the answers. So
Okay.
you will have to remember that you should mark the theta questions, because there are no negative markings.
Correct. So did you get any theta question correct just by guessing or?
Yes. I
Very
eventually
nice.
go. Yeah. I eventually got a TETA question correct, which eventually helped me to, I think, boost my percentile from 90 to 95.
In LRDI. Okay,
Yeah,
very nice.
LRDI.
So again, that is like you put in the thinking mind, right? On the day of
Yeah,
the examination, you are thinking on your feet, which is very nice. So, and then comes Quant. Quant was very difficult. You were in slot
yeah,
one.
yeah.
It was like a surprise. Nobody expected it to be so difficult. So, how did you feel at that time? Did you realize that it was tough, or did you feel that only you were finding it tough?
No, no. When I skimmed through all the questions, I feel that some of the questions were doable, but I wasn't so confident about my DLR section. I feel that no, I have made the mistake in that set, in gig worker set. But I there was certain instinct which keep telling me that no, this will be the answer, this will be the answer. Even in
Mm-hmm.
marking, even while marking the TETA questions,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed all the range of values which can eventually be
Mm-hmm.
plugged in. Like I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't randomly guess it of a certain
Mm-hmm.
number. I feel that it can either be 0, 1, or 2, or 3, or 4. So
Very nice. Yeah.
so these all narrowed down my possibilities. So it helped me gain confidence. So when I started my quant section, there were a few questions which I could solve initially,
Mm-hmm.
around 3 to 4 of them, uh, and then I realized that this section is quite difficult. Like it
Mm-hmm.
isn't the one means there are various difficult questions. I remember there was a question on palindrome.
Mm-hmm.
So there were also the questions weren't simple.
Mm-hmm.
Also the simple interest question. Later I
Mm-hmm.
figured out that the simple interest, compound interest question was easy. I could have solved it, but during that moment I couldn't solve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know many people who actually struggle with the same question.
yeah.
Many things get cancelled. You don't have to actually calculate
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
question. Right?
What the mistake I did was I tried to use the calculator and find whole to the power 6 and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wasted.
Sally also did the same mistake. She was also like struggling with the calculator. It
Yeah,
has like to the power 10 or something.
yeah,
And but later after the examination, she realized that many of them actually get cancelled. So you don't need to
yes,
use the calculator.
yes.
So finally, how many marks did you score in quant?
Want
How many did you
around
get correct?
24. Around 24, and it got scaled down to 21 in my first.
Okay. So finally, in this journey of CAT, okay, I want to ask you two things. One thing which you think you did very well, okay, which helped you quite a lot. And one mistake that you made, which you don't want your juniors to repeat. So if you have to tell your juniors that this is the thing I did very well, what would it be? And you can say that, okay, this is the mistake I made, you shouldn't make it. What are those two things?
Sir, first of all, you need to be consistent with your preparation. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that there were days when I used to feel like I don't want to solve a sum, or I am like very tired. I don't want to solve a particular subject. But what I did was I used to go through the daily targets, because
Okay.
this was one of the options which helped me keep consistent throughout my preparation. And another thing is that I didn't consider my mock scores to be my exact score. I remember
Mm-hmm.
that there were people, there were like everywhere there is competition. I used to see the people in the dashboard, like they are scoring above 100 marks and you are
Mm-hmm.
getting around 40 to 50 marks. It will feel that you will feel that no, you are being left
Mm-hmm.
out in the competition. But uh, there can be various circumstances, like they might be preparing for a very long time, and they
Mm-hmm.
might be good in those sections from
Mm-hmm.
which the exam came. So I want to remind my juniors that don't take your cat mock score seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You can gain the learnings which
Mm-hmm.
you will get along the journey, and apply it to improve your score in the next work. And uh, your scores will not be in proportion with the amount of effort you will put. There will be fluctuations, there will be bad days, and there will be ups and downs. But you will have to stay consistent and believe in the process. So this is
Okay.
what I think.
And any mistake that you made which you don't want your juniors to repeat? Anything which you think you could have done differently?
Yeah. Uh, First of all, in my first attempt, I didn't take enough number of mocks. I always used to feel that first let me complete the syllabus, then I will go for the mocks. But this is
Mm-hmm.
not the correct approach. You need to
Mm-hmm.
understand that this is not a knowledge based test. This is an
Mm-hmm.
also test your decision making skills, your ability to handle stress. So I will suggest my juniors to uh, attempt as many mocks as possible, and make sure to solve the previous year questions as well. And before seeing the video solutions, try to
Mhm.
put in the effort, because
Mhm.
if you put in the effort, those methods will stick in, and
Mhm. Correct.
you will always remember that your muscle memory will kick in during the actual exam, that I also struggled in this particular question, and I will fare through this time also.
Yeah, you'll remember the video solution better if you struggled a lot while
Yeah,
solving,
yeah.
and then you watch the video solution. You'll remember it better.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Nice, Joydeep. It has been a pleasure talking to you. It has actually been a pleasure teaching you for the last 1 year, because like I mentioned earlier, whenever I used to see your name, you used to ask some questions also in the booster classes.
Yes, sir.
It
Yes.
used to make me happy because I knew that there were some people who are coming very regularly, and I used to feel a lot more motivated to actually teach. So all the best. So what interview calls do you have? Are they really done, or all of them are done, or is any interview call remaining?
Sir, I have all the calls except Bangalore
Okay.
and Ahmedabad FABM call.
Okay.
Not PGP call, and all the rest of the calls like Lucknow, Kozhikode. In
Okay.
my Kozhikode and CAP interviews are done, and next time the interviews which are coming up are Lucknow, then Ahmedabad FABM program, then Indore, and then Calcutta, then
Okay.
MDI, then Shillong. Yeah, these are the
Okay.
interviews which are coming.
Cool, man. Very nice, Joydeep. All the best for your interviews. I hope you
Thank you, sir.
convert all of them and
Thank you,
finally
sir.
end up at Joka, which I'm sure is your dream college.
Yes, sir. Very much, because I
Yeah,
belong to the same city, and
I know. Many Bengalis really tell me that they would prefer IMC to IMA. So I know that it is the dream college. All the best for your interviews. Okay. Do stay in touch. And if you need any help, you can always message me. You have my number, so you can always message me.
okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.